During the Braintree business update in September, Representative Cusack had mentioned that Massachusetts has a $3 billion revenue shortfall and one of the highest unemployment rates in the country, which is stressing the unemployment trust funds. You had mentioned taxes in your last question, but what are your ideas on increasing revenue in 2021 while protecting business recovery?
I think it's very important that we keep our taxes low so that our small businesses can get back online. Everybody that I talk to during door knocking is very, very concerned about how the money is being spent. Okay, we have to resign in spending.
All right, thank you. And Representative Cusack.
Sure, thank you. Obviously, the unemployment trust fund, as you mentioned, is being stressed. And going forward, weighing different options and how we're going to be able to fund that without adding additional burdens to businesses. And an initial one will be a loan from the federal government in order to fund that without raising taxes. My opponent said I want to get rock and rolling on raising taxes. The quote was rock and rolling on the revenue committee doing its business and holding hearings. So let's just correct that. But going forward, revenue is going to be a challenge. As you saw, Governor Baker's budget and what we've talked about in the House and Senate is we are fortunate to have a $3.5 billion rainy day fund, one of the largest in the nations. So making a draw on that to help plug the hole without jeopardizing our bond rating, which would have spending impacts in the future. But as I mentioned too, we're pretty much resigned to the fact that the feds aren't coming up with a solution anytime soon to help states and cities and towns. So everything's on the table, and going forward as chair of revenue, we were over 550 bills in committee this past session with all different kinds of proposals. But when the new session starts, we'll have to go through those carefully and have a full public viewing and weighing of any option going forward. But first and foremost would be, if the feds could get their act together and really help out, it would be the biggest thing for us. But luckily, we're in a financial standpoint too, with our savings, that we are not in some of the dire straits that some of our neighbors in other states are in.